Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Coping with Life, Disabled and Mentally Ill. I'm your host, Scott. Hello, everybody. It is Saturday. It's actually a good Saturday. It's May. I don't know if you know this, but it is May, which is a great month for me and this podcast. I'm really happy. I'm really grateful that it is May. And, we're 5 months into the year. And I'm really proud of myself. And, taking risks and doing stuff. And, there's a lot of negative things in this world. There's a lot of things that are hard to deal with. And, I could complain, I could whine, I could make a fuss, but I don't got the energy. I don't have the mindset because I don't like being negative. I like being positive. And I want to, do my part in lifting people up. And there's times where, negative things overwhelm me and I try and vent. But I don't need that anymore. That serves no purpose, in my humble opinion. Getting mad or angry has no value. And to me, that's important to realize what you want in the world, what you want in life, what your desire. And here I am being the best me that I can be. And it really goes into a fact of, reflection and I want to be a better person. I want to do better things. I want to make the impossible possible. I want to take risks. I just want to go do things and throw it all on the line and say, what will be, and be more positive and more just happier all around. Now, I can't help the fact of, depression and that dealing with that on a daily basis, but just being the best me that I can be. And with it being May and just everything that I'm doing in my life, cleaning things up, working on goals, and chasing my dreams, and doing a lot of things that really, really is hard and difficult. And yet I am so proud of me, how far I've came in the last 5 months, 5 years. It's really important for me to continue being the best me that I am. And that is happy, positive, lifting people up. And I admit I have some days that I are not positive. things that upset me. And we deal with them, and we try and make things better and lift people up and not tear them down or talk down to people. But most importantly, communication. And, I am proud of me. Like, I have lived a life where I tend to put people before me. I tend to do things for other people, good or bad, but I tend to be caring and no matter what I'm going through, lift people up. And that goes a long ways. However, you get to a point where you need to do things for yourself. And you need to put yourself first. And I don't like that. However, I am beyond grateful that I have been putting myself first, and making strides, and doing things for me. I've mentioned many times on this, I don't like doing things for myself, and it's something that I try to do, but one of the things that I really want to focus going forward is just focus on me. Do things for me. Chase dreams and just do the best thing for myself. And I know I bring it up a lot, but it really meant a lot, and it still does. And that is going to Japan. So it started with me wanting to go with other people. And with me trying my best to plan, and then everybody goes, we don't want to go with you. And then I try really not to bring this up, but it makes me smile for some morbid reason. Is when I came back and I posted a few photos, and just why didn't you tell me you were going to Japan? It's like, well, I did. And that happens a lot, like, throughout my entire life, of stuff that I do, and it's like, but when I'm dead set on something, and I'm determined, I make the impossible possible. I try to move mountains. I try to do the best that I can, being the best human that I can. And we take risks. And we move mountains. And we make the impossible possible. And it is now 4 months since I've been back from Japan. And I use that as a happiness, a thing to keep me going forward of, I want to go back. I want to do the best thing that I can do to figure things out. I will give you an example. like, I'm, you know, I get stuck in my head. I get, with my disabilities, with whatever I'm dealing with that certain hour or minute, what stuff is going through my brain. It's, no, I got this. I planned an entire trip. I worked hard to do everything, and everything just worked out. And I'm like, okay. So it is motivating to me that I can do tough things, I can make tough decisions. And it's like, I need to do this, like, that's easy. Let's just do what needs to be done, and we go forward. Find the things to motivate you to keep going, and life may not turn out the way you want it to be. Things may not be the way, you desire, and that's okay. But most importantly, if you have ambitions, if you have dreams, if there's things you want to do, go for it. I say this a lot, and I know this may sound weird, but the best success is failure. And the best failure is success. I will explain my thought process. Because let's say I want to go to Japan. Let's say I want to go to Japan December. All right. So, realistically, there is 3% chance that that's going to happen. Even though I would like it to. And no matter how much I save or sacrifice or do, December is not a feasible amount of time. That's 7 months, However, if, figuring things out, and I can go, okay, I would like to do December, and then I don't save. And then December comes and nothing goes. Then, that's just a failed idea. However, if I'm like, there is 3% chance that going back to Japan this year, but instead of, doing massive research and figuring stuff out and, budgeting, you go, okay, I'm going to put the $25 that I have left over every single month, make sure that I don't spend that, put that aside. And, some months are even harder. So like last month, I had $5 at the end of the month after everything, because there was a few things that I wanted. Especially with food and stuff getting expensive, just have to budget a little bit better, and I'm okay with that. But go, okay, I know there is 2% chance that this is going to happen. And I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to make the effort. And I am going to, circle, let's say, a 2-week block in December and go, that's a goal. That is a goal that I'm shooting for. And so in that time period, from now to December. Now, where's the hard? Realistically, you would want to have everything paid for. Well, about this time, like when I went to Japan, I paid for majority of the trip in July. And knowing, okay, but, and I know this sounds weird, but this is, if you make the effort, even if there is a 3% chance, or 0% chance, or 90% chance, you put the effort, you put into the bucket of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work really hard to achieve this goal. Because, and this is, my mindset, this is who I am. Because so now, I'm doing that hard work. I'm saving every penny that I can. I'm not getting games that I want, or I am sacrificing every little thing of my life to make this thing happen. So, when December happens, and I know that I would not be in Japan, but I will have, hopefully, some money saved up to go, oh, all right, so let's say December of next year. So now I have something more to motivate me, more to keep going. You keep on striving, you keep on going. Because if you don't make that effort, if you just go, oh, there's, 3% chance that that's going to happen, so I'm not even going to try. So if we take that mindset, if we be honest with ourselves and we make no effort, by time December comes, I will still have, $10 in my bank account, nothing saved. And then if something bad happens or you're essentially screwed, but you're also like, oh, I should have, planned better. Where the scenario of, I'm going to go for this goal. I'm not realistically thinking that it's going to happen. And it doesn't have to be a trip. It could be, a new hat or whatever it might be. Something that you just want. And so, in my humble opinion, the best success is failure and the best failure is success. Because I'd rather have made an attempt and not come to fruition than having a conversation with somebody and say, hey, let's plan for this. And then they go, hey, by the way, I don't want to do the thing with you. And then have the dream no longer be in existence. And the devastation of, oh, okay. Where you can turn that around and it's like, I'm going to still do it. It might be not for your trajectory, it might not be for you, but I have determination of will. I have the power to continue the things that matter to me, and I'm tired of, life passing me by. I'm tired of, I'm, well, I just want things to be fantastic. Thus, I'm going to work hard to make the effort. Put in the time in. And, I'll give you a few examples that I am very proud of. Duolingo, I just hit 400 days. Learning Japanese. And, if you spent 400 days learning a language or doing something, you're probably doing pretty well. I, who have learning issues, and I do things at my pace, and I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. And with my workbooks and me there, it's not a race. I am really happy with my progress. But with other people who have the mentality and the quote-unquote normality brain, 400 days, they're leaps and bounds ahead of me. Instead of going, oh, I wish I was there. It's like, but that's not me. That's not my brain. And yet I am pretty far ahead in my learning. And I have to give me credit for that and being able to understand a lot of things. And we keep on going. We keep going forward. And then we have this podcast. Over 200 episodes. And every single Saturday, except the one Wednesday, many, many moons in season 1. But that is 2 things that is now concurrent that I do on a heavy basis. Every single day, Duolingo. Every Saturday, my podcast, and thinking of things about my podcast and going forward. And we're about to end year 4 and start going on year 5. That is a huge accomplishment, especially for anybody. But I'm every single week. Yeah, some are a couple minutes long, some are long. It just depends on my brain and where I'm at in life. But at the same time, it is effort. It is still things that matter to me. And we go forward. We go again. And we take risks. And no matter what happens, there's a lot of things in life that, I want, I desire. But at the same time, some of those things I make no effort on. Because I have things that, I know this may sound weird, but bear with me. There's things that I want, there's things that I desire, there's things that I value. And I will give you a couple things. So let's say three things that I want to do in my life, and let's start in next year. So there's a thing in February of next year, there's a thing in April of next year, and let's add Japan in March. So we have thing in February, thing in March, thing in April. Now, of those three things, which March is in Japan, and then we have WrestleMania in New Orleans in April, and then we have the Super Bowl, which I would love to go to a Super Bowl. And that's in February. Now, all three things would be cool to experience. We can even add the fourth one, the Daytona 500, which is also in February, which is 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. Anyway, you have those four things. If I'm being realistic, and somebody came up to me and said, of those four things, I will make happen immediately, which one would it be? Obviously, I'm going to pick Japan. Because that's more of an experience. That is something that I value more than those four things. Then it would be the Super Bowl. Then it would be Daytona 500, and then the last thing would be WrestleMania. Even though I would be more into WrestleMania, and the thing that the thing behind that is I loved everything about Japan, and I want to experience that again. I want to experience that more. There's a lot of things that and places that I want to visit that I haven't. Because I chose not to go to those places the first time. And I went, all right, I need to go again. I want to cross off the rest of the stuff that I wanted to do. And me being a huge wrestling fan, you would think, oh, WrestleMania is on that list. But I've been to two. I went to 32 and 33. And it would be nice to go to WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans, but it's not the top of, it's not something I value. So if somebody said, I'll make a dream come true, pick one of those four. Because those things are important to value those things and work for. You know, Super Bowl, it's always a cool thing, but at the same time, I really doubt that my team is going to be in the Super Bowl this year. But, you know, that also goes into effect of also who's going to be playing, which, at this point, nobody really knows. And I'm just happy that I'm explaining my thought process, and I hope it conveys well. And because there's a lot of things that I want to do, but it's also things value. And there's a lot of good stuff that would be interesting to do or experience, but it's, not always the best, but it's good to plan and, most importantly, make the effort. And so, the best thing is, chase your dreams, make the effort. Because there's a lot of things that I may have had the opportunity to do, but I didn't make the effort. I went, oh, yeah, I'll probably do that. And then I didn't. And I don't regret it, because I know this sounds weird. Regret and me, I have changed over the years, but when I think of regret, the thing that hurt the most and the thing that I regret the most are things that I put in effort, time, energy, and then it just didn't come to fruition. However, those regrets, I use to power myself to keep on going, and just live the best life that I can be. So I take risks. I have made the choices to keep going forward, to just do the best thing that I can. And I am very happy with just the choices that I make, and I, try and figure out what's best for me. So even if you fail to reach your goals, try and use that as motivation. And maybe I can redefine my thinking, but if I try, I'm happy. If I make an effort and things don't turn out the way that I would have liked it to be, I'm really happy. The stuff that I'm currently working for, the stuff that I'm planning for, the stuff that I am doing everything to try and accomplish, if it doesn't happen, I'm happy. Because, yeah, there will be regret, but hey, I pushed the thing as far as it could go. I went beyond my breaking point. I pushed me so far out of my comfort zone. And confidence, and do things that past me would be too afraid to do. I am forever grateful for that growth and that going forward. That even in failure, I will be so happy. Now, if it succeeds, if it, becomes a great thing, then wonderful. We keep going. Because it's, the destination is one thing, but it's also the journey. I have mentioned this a few times, and this is where I believe I plan beyond. And what I mean by that is beyond. Like, even though I don't play the lottery anymore because I can't afford it, I can't afford to play. But when I play the lottery, if I were to win, I knew beyond. Because normally when people play the lottery, they don't think that they would win. And so when they do win, there's no beyond. They're like, oh, what do I do? And the stress, I planned for beyond. And so I take pride in taking the extra time to figure out beyond. Oh, there is no chance that this is going to happen. Thus, very little, but my brain goes, what if it does happen? What's next? We plan beyond. And that's something that I did with my Japan trip. There was a lot of things that happened, especially during the trip, that things happened. And instead of panicking, it's like, oh, I planned for this. And turned out even better than I ever thought. So that's very important. Sorry. So, chase your dreams. Make dreams come true. Make the best out of what you can. And, in next month I'm turning 38. And there's a lot of things in life that's just not meant for me. But I still try to be as happy and go lucky. And the thing that I'm very proud of being able to say is we go again. We keep on trying. And help people as I can. Be as motivation as I can. But at the end of the day, I also need to take care of me. So enjoy your Saturday. And even if you're listening to this on a Wednesday, it's a Saturday. And I value you. I value everybody. And I wish you the best. So please tell the people in your life you love them, you care about them, you miss them. And that goes a long ways. Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed 10 minutes from now. And I hope life blesses you. I hope you get that miracle. And one day at a time. So, no matter what you want in life, I hope that comes tomorrow. I hope you get that thing. Until next week, I bid you all adieu.